I just want to know why more people are not talking about the abuse, literal abuse, that these associations and HOAs put people through.
You know what should be a goal for everyone for 2025? Finding a way to defund HOA, Homeowners Association, the biggest scams in the society.
All right, so I set up a camera to catch my HOA guy who is always coming on my property. He's been in my backyard, and now he's in my garage. So I set up a camera to capture him so I can actually have more evidence to submit.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Alex, and today we're going to be talking about HOA insanity, rules that rule your life. Homeowners are frustrated with strict HOA regulations. Fines for small things like paint, color, or lawn length feel excessive. What should create order often turns into unnecessary control. People just want to enjoy their homes without constant HOA drama. And this is what happening right now. So guys, without further ado, let's dive into the videos and watch.
You to see those bids, if you'll request them, we can give you an estimate to see those.
Well, per state code, I'm actually allowed to go in look at them in the office. Actually, yes, I am.
You can't because you have been trespassed against the office.
No, I have not.
You will be.
Go ahead. But no, as far as no, I have not been trespassed.
Somebody went to the office, demanded to see, wouldn't leave, threw a good temper tantrum and sat in the office, and Harris County had to be called to have them removed from the office.
I have recorded that entire thing.
Yes, have Lauren removed from the office.
No. And then so I stayed and waited around. I think I left around 6 o'clock actually. Just gave it to the front desk lady. And I sat here because I know that they've already called you, and I'm not trying to like leave. Because my intentions are pure. I just want to make sure I get my formal request documented and here. But that was my only reason for staying past. And even saying, well, if you're forcing me to leave, call an officer to remove me. Because again, y'all knew I was here for a specific purpose before y'all closed. So that's why we're here, but I'll wait. Yeah. Can I get my bag out of there?
So I'm going to go ahead and give you a verbal warning for today. When they tell you to leave, just leave. Okay, to avoid any issues. If you want to make an appointment, just come and make an appointment. But to avoid any issues, just when they tell you to leave, just leave.
Okay.
And this is just going to be a verbal warning.
Thank you.
You can go ahead.
Can I have a copy of this?
You can't because you have been trespassed against the office.
No, I have not.
You will be.
Interesting what's going on, guys, so let me know in the comments below, what do you have with your HOAs? Do you have HOAs, and please like, share, subscribe. It's really important for me, guys. Try to grow the channel, and do appreciate this, guys. So let's dive in the next video and watch.
Now, one of the biggest concerns my clients share when buying a home, especially in 2025, is homeowner association or HOA. Now, don't get me wrong. Some HOAs are fantastic. They keep neighborhoods pristine. They're like a lifesaver, keeping property values up. However, others, they can make you feel like you're truly not the owner of your own home. They're giving you insane fees, pending lawsuit, and rental restriction. On top of that, they have rules like you can't park your car on the driveway for too long, or you're fined because your trash can was out few hours too early. But remember, not all HOAs are problematic, but it's crucial to do your homework before buying a home. In the end, it can be a headache, or worse, you can end up with a property you can't even rent out.
Yeah, like always, guys, do your research, do your research. This is the main thing here. Do your research. If you're buying a house, check the HOA, if it's a HOA or not, but in any case, do your research, because then you can have problems, you're buying the houses, and right now it's very expensive, so definitely do your research before you do this. Okay, guys, let's dive in the next video and watch.
You know what should be a goal for everyone for 2025? Finding a way to defund HOA, Homeowners Association, the biggest scams in the society. And they just so ready to put citations. Like, how do you feel buying a house? You can't fix your house up how you want. Gotta cut your grass when you need to. You feel me? You can't park so many cars on the driveway. Like, come on, bro. Like, that should be the biggest thing in 2025 for people who got HOA. And then you got these people, I'm the president of the HOA. Like, bitch, y'all got to do something about it, bro. Like that should be a goal for 2025. Everybody who's under the HOA, if you're tired of them citations and all that shit, y'all need to find a way to come together and stop that and defund these people. Get rid of these fucking people. A song.
Yeah, pretty good advice, from this gentleman. What do you think about this, guys? Let me know in the comments below. And right now, let's jump in the next video and watch.
I just want to know why more people are not talking about the abuse, literal abuse, that these associations and HOAs put people through. We're worried about immigrants and this and that, but nobody's talking about that United States citizens are having problems moving into places because these HOA board members and associations literally make it impossible for people to move into their condominiums, into their townhomes. Impossible. Over the dumbest things. Okay, you have to have a 700 credit score. If I had a 700 credit score, don't you think I would be getting a mortgage? If I had fucking made 6 times the rent, don't you think I would have a fucking mortgage? You can't have 2 pets. Who doesn't fucking have pets these days? Who doesn't have pets? This is America. Let alone South fucking Florida. Everybody in this fucking world has a pet. Let's not even get into fucking pit bulls and this that. I have basic 2 fucking pets under 37 pounds. And you want to deny me? Let's not even talk about it's against the fucking law to deny emotional support pets. That I have documentation for. But the HOA and associations can deny you. They don't have to say it's because they're emotional support pets. They will just simply say, we don't want you living here. But the reason is simply because you have pets. And what? You state that, oh, I have emotional support pets. You can't deny me. Oh, we can't deny you? We'll deny you for 10 other fucking reasons just to prove our point. That's what these associations and HOAs are doing. So before you sit there and say, oh, they can't deny you their emotional support, it's against the law. Yes, the fuck they can. I've already been denied 20,000 times for that exact reason. And then you could say, oh, they can sue you. Do you not realize these people run the association? These people run the association. They run the HOA. They literally can make your life hell if you fight them. Do you understand that? If you fight them and say, oh, I can sue, I can do this, and that, they literally will make your life hell and fuck with you the whole time you're living. And literally everything that you do, they will complain about or make an issue until they can kick you out. And you know that if the association kicks you out over the landlord, there's nothing the landlord can do. The actual owner of the condo or house, whatever you're renting, can do nothing. So that's also crazy because you people are out here buying fucking homes and condos that you can't even choose what fucking color paint you put on your house. You're out here buying condos that you can't even choose who lives in it. How is this legal? Why are people not talking about this? I hear a bunch of other dumb shit on the news. Nobody's talking about the fucking abuse. The associations and HOAs should have laws. They should not be able to deny people based off all this shit I'm getting denied for. There should be better laws protecting tenants against these fucking people. And nobody's talking about it. This is fucking crazy. I cannot be the only one dealing with this shit. Actually, I know I'm not the only one dealing with shit because every realtor I've talked to literally says, we don't know how this shit's legal either. We just work it. This is just our job. We don't understand it either. They're like, one landlord literally showed the place I was looking at 25 times within that month, and 25 tenants got denied over dumb shit. She's like, I can't even rent out my condo, because the association is fucking nitpicking at everything. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. I'm a fucking American citizen. I just want a fucking rental. Why am I not allowed to have that? As long as I'm a citizen, as long as I can fucking pay you, as long as I have a fucking normal credit score, why the fuck does it matter if I have pets? Why the fuck does it matter that my credit score is not a 700? Why the fuck does it matter that I don't make 8 times the rent? Do you think I'd want to fucking rent your measly little fucking 900 square feet apartment if I made 6 times the fucking rent, you dumb fuck? I swear to fucking God, somebody give me sanity, give me strength, give me patience to deal with this shit because I'm losing it.
Yeah, very emotional lady, you know, and I hope everything's gonna be okay with her and she will find a good condo for her and for her 2 pets and everything's gonna be alright, you know. I also love pets. Please write me in the comments below if you also do, and I hope everything's gonna be okay with her. Let me know in the comments below what she needs to do to make sure that she will be renting the condo as soon as possible. Okay, guys, let's dive in the next video and watch.
Invitation's home is the worst. There is no communication between their departments. HOA weed control violation. The 10th of May 2025, I uploaded photos to Portal showing the lawn was sprayed. They scheduled lawn enhancement appointment July 1st. I called to cancel. They still sent them out today. I told them not to spray. Turf Shield said he sees the lawn is already treated. They have me locked out the rent portal where I can't pay or see balance owed and fees they are applying. It is truly a headache dealing with them and staying in their homes.
I text y'all back and I canceled, and then they said it still was confirmed. I don't know why, but y'all do not need to do my yard. You do weeds. Do you see the weeds dying?
I'm not going to treat it. Please.
Yeah.
That away from
but
me, okay?
Do you see the weeds dying?
I see the weeds, but like I said, I have nothing to do with it.
No, I'm asking you.
Yeah,
because you do it. They're dead, right? They're dying. They've been treated.
Yeah, but like I say, I have nothing to do with it.
I wanted to hear you, a person that's professional that come to do this, say that you already see that it's been treated, that it's dead. Right. So there's no need to treat this yard. If y'all do it, I'm not responsible for the charges.
Yeah, that's what happens when you have not good HOA, as I understand, you know. Double charges. Have you ever got double charges from your HOAs? Let me know in the comments below, guys, and let's dive in the next video and watch.
The HOA is mad again. What's up, guys? Bad Lawn Dad here, and Karen's mad again. She's all up in arms about other things. This time, well, hold on. Let me read you the letter. Dear Bad Lawn Dad, this is your first warning of a vandalism infraction. The chalk art on your front driveway is not only unappealing, but takes away from the curb appeal of our neighborhood. Unappealing? That is my children's artwork. How dare you? We ask that you refrain from your petty antics and fix the infraction as soon as possible. If nothing is done, you will receive a second warning. By your third warning, you will be issued an invoice of $85. $85, that's more than my lawn, Karen. Love, Karen. I think she likes me, guys. Karen, I'm married. I had 2 things I could do. 1, I could be petty. paint my whole driveway with chalk, get a professional artist come out here, make a picture of her on my driveway, or I could just wash it off. And I chose the third option. I chose to show love like Jesus taught us. I washed off my kid's artwork and I sent her a message. Jesus loves you. He really, really loves you. I call this evangelism. Jesus loves you, Karen. I know it's hard to believe, but he does.
Yeah, I decided that definitely I need to also add the funny moments in the show too. What do you think, guys? Is this guy did everything right? Is this gentleman did everything right? And I think it was a pretty nice idea. Okay, guys, let's dive in the next video and watch. It was pretty interesting one. We have a secret camera here installed, and some guy from HOA, feels pretty normal in the places of other people, and probably he was not invited there. So let's dive into the video and watch.
Alright, so I set up a camera to catch my HOA guy, who is always coming on my property. He's been in my backyard, and now he's in my garage. So I set up a camera to capture him so I can actually have more evidence to submit. So now it looks like he's going over to my mini fridge, and he's grabbing a drink out of there, like he owns the place. It looks like he spotted the camera, and now he's heading over to another camera that I have installed. And looks like he's trying to get it off. I will say my garage is a mess, and I do need to clean it. Yeah, so he removed my camera. Looking at my camera like he's never seen one before. Looks at my other camera. But he still proceeds to do this, knowing that he's probably being recorded. But he thinks he's above the law, so he can get away with anything.
Yeah, we also have such HOAs too, they just above the law. They're above the law. Let me know in the comments below what do you think about that, guys. I'm ready to read all the comments, and it's become really funny. Okay, guys, let's dive in the next video and watch.
Here's that HOA update. COA update. Another owner who's mad as hell and not taking it anymore either did her own request for documents. So yesterday she went to the property management company and had access to all the bins to go through all the papers. This is what was found. And there were a couple illegal things uncovered too. First, for the first 5 months of this year, Mark and Ray have racked up $12,500 in legal fees. And out of all of the other 21, 22 HOAs and COAs within Gulf Harbor, I have it on good knowledge from someone on the master board that this is the only COA HOA that has any legal fees rolling by. Isn't that indicative of who's running this show? One piece of paper was located with the name Cindy on it and a total of $2,300 paid to her for water damage repair. What makes that significant is that other homeowners have been on the receiving end of water damage from an upstairs neighbor, and they've had to pay for the repairs. But not this Cindy. It pays to be a friend of someone on the board. It's selective rule following. They helped her out again. They helped her out in 2017 too. Going through the invoices from the various board members, Ron, former president, Mark, and certainly Ray, man, they were all using their credit cards. It's not illegal for a board member to use his or her credit card, but guess what they're getting from it? This is a perk for being on the board, and probably why Mark and Ray are so excited to be on the board. They get all those points rather than using a board's association's credit card. Why don't they do that? Maybe there is one, but they choose to use their own because they get this financial benefit. This is a perk for being on the board. No wonder Ray wants to be on it indefinitely. Doesn't it all make sense? What you are not allowed to do, and here's what the first illegal activity that was uncovered. A board member is not to use his or her debit card for any association purchases. Well, oops, there's proof of at least one. There's a picture taken of that transaction. You can't do that, board. That's illegal, according to state law. Those darn beams. Remember the beams that they're replacing? They're harping on all the upstairs neighbors or owners who are truly considered and treated like second-class citizen. I should know. Not supposed to have tile on the lanai because the beams, some beams are structurally unsound. Well, this homeowner, she's been harping on them, rightly so, to have them get her or give all of us the engineering report. Well, supposedly we don't have it yet. Well, now she's got the name of that engineering company, and she can reach out and find out what the scoop is to see if we're being told the truth. The truth as to whether it's truly necessary and how much it's going to cost. But the board keeps trying to put the cart before the horse and do these replacements without the structural engineering report. We got to have the report first. Back to that credit card use. Have you ever spent $50 on a broom? Yeah, Ray did that. He likes to shop at Ace Hardware. I do too, I love Ace. But the prices are very high compared to nearby Lowe's, Home Depot, Target, Walmart. Walmart is actually closer than Ace. Well, I looked. Walmart sells these big brooms, which is I think what Ray was purchasing for the pool. That's $15.97. But no, he took the easy way out, the more expensive way, and charged us over 3 times what we needed to spend for a broom. Then there was another charge of, I don't know, $3,600, maybe $3,900 to Ray, another $1,900 to Ray. There was a $1,600 purchase, roughly, for new pool chairs. At no board meeting was it discussed that we were going to get all this new expensive furniture for the pool. I know because I go to those meetings. Well, I'm sure it was in a private board meeting, and that's also illegal. There's proof of private board meetings. It was viewed, and a picture was taken of the notation on a printed out email string discussing and confirming something was decided at a private board meeting. You can't do that, board. That's against state law. This is one of DeSantis's updated laws for more transparency. He's trying to drive these boards into becoming more transparent. No spending is to be taking place behind closed doors. If any spending is to take place, the discussion needs to occur in front of all owners. That's the way it's supposed to be done. This group doesn't do that. They just spend our money and don't ask for forgiveness later. Back to those legal fees. She looked at the law firms, remember Dick, the main lawyer? We pay him $495 an hour, good for him. His paralegal is $225 per hour, good for him. Mark has been calling the very high, expensive lawyer to talk about internet. Do you call your lawyer when you're thinking about getting new internet? That's what the invoice said. We also found out where all of our sensitive documents, owner's information, bank statements, checks, it's being stored in our little tiny pool hut under lock and key. I'm pretty confident that all those keys that Ray likes to use to get into people's condos without notice, remember that? If you don't remember that story, go back to my first video. 3.3 million views. I'm pretty sure that the keys are there. Anybody could break in and get access to all those units. Shame on you, board. When looking through the checks, she noticed that they're photocopies, printed out photocopies of the bank statements. She noticed there were a lot of checks missing, especially one big chunk. For example, it's like 1,00056, and the next picture is 11,000. What happened to all those in the middle? From April, I guess it was March or April. Vendors don't sit on checks that long, especially not a big chunk of checks. What's that all about? What really chapped my ass finding out was that she saw all these plans to do repairs, screens, various things, windows, screens. I put that work order in February of last year. They finally fixed it 16 months later. But when looking, my unit number was never in the mix. Or then one, I think she said it was there once, but it was never done. I was retaliated against because of these videos. They were fixing almost everybody else's issues but mine. 2 of the present board members have satisfied the last year's board certification. This year, I don't think that any of them have done their required training. There's that new board member, the ghost, Terry, Ron's friend, and that's how this guy got on the board, with never attending any board meetings and doesn't come to Zoom either. He's a ghost. He hasn't filed his paperwork, apparently, for this certification. Neither has Jeff. And Ray and Mark and Barbara, you got to re-up it for this year. The good thing about these requests for documents, you guys, is you can uncover the darkness that's going on behind the scenes, or the nefariousness, the sneakiness. There's a lot of that going on with this board. Yes, there are some improvements being made, very small. There are some, I'll give them that, but they're spending money like water and not letting us know about it in advance. There's a bit more to share. I think this is a long enough post. Maybe I'll do a part 2.
It's something strange going on in the HOA for sure, guys, you know. It's like a detective story right now. So, you know, I decided to add long storytelling videos, you know, if the people decided to share with us and on our show their thoughts about their HOAs. Let me know if you are good with such long stories or you want me to keep it short, you know. I'm very happy to hear your feedback about that too. Okay, guys, let's dive into the next video and watch.
I just have a question. Does anyone know, are HOAs like obligated, or builders, to turn over HOAs within a certain set amount of time? I'm not familiar with HOA law, but I find it really interesting that like D.R. Horton has basically not had an active HOA board. It's just been essentially like a property management company and like one person trying to mitigate a lot of people's concerns. So it kind of feels like moving into this HOA, like people have been exploited because we haven't had access to like the rights to our charter completely, and like they've been waiting for 15 years for the HOA board to become created and for them to quit building houses in this neighborhood and to finally transition it over. So I'm just curious if anyone knows what the laws are specifically in North Carolina. Okay, thanks, bye.
Is there anybody from North Carolina and can tell about the laws, about this interesting things that this lady says? You know, let me know in the comments below. I will be very happy to read about that, you know. Okay, guys, let's dive to the next video, and I will think we need to watch that. Yeah.
Well, it happened again, this time with my new HOA. I was walking into that hallway this morning, right before 9 o'clock, and I turned the corner actually, and I saw my front door open and a young man with a clipboard standing there at my door with my key in his hand. I didn't give him permission to open the door. I knew they were supposed to be on site today, this morning, or all day, checking our fire suppression systems. We've got sprinklers, and they were testing the alarms starting about 8:30 this morning. That's okay, I knew about it. But I said, I'm going to be home, and I'm going to let you in my place and then my 2 next door neighbors. But no, this man working for the property management company didn't knock. He just opened the door. And I walked up quickly to him and I said, firmly, you should have knocked first. And he started to tremble a little bit because it's a PTSD trigger for me. Ironically, it was not a board member with my key. It was the property management company. A board member was next to him, this lovely man. And he said, when that other guy walked away, he said, he should have knocked. I am so sorry. He said, and that's what you get with property management company. This dear man apologized to me twice. He felt so bad. And then he said to the property management guy, Why didn't you do this in February when most people are here? Why are you doing this in July when it's a ghost town? So now that I'm 2 for 2, I'm realizing this is a systemic problem with property management companies in Southwest Florida. Oh, you can't make this stuff up.
Definitely, this lady have definitely a lot of interesting stories to tell about her HOA, and this is real true. Okay, guys, let's dive to the next video and watch.
Good morning. HOA PSA story time. So, yesterday, a lady who lives in an HOA, it's single family, it's not townhomes or condos or anything like that, called to talk about the fact that her landscaper found a small sinkhole in her yard. She's 90. She lives by herself. Her husband is deceased and they do not have children. Okay? Keep that in your mind as I'm telling you this. She's 90. So HOA manager reaches out to the board just to see, hey, do y'all have anybody in the neighborhood that can go help her? Do y'all know of anybody I could reach out to about sinkhole? Because when they called county and everything, it wasn't the right people to call, blah, blah, blah. So still working on that. But because this is a homeowner issue, this is not an HOA issue, right? So anyway, the board is made up of 3 men, 2 women. Y'all, the men's response, oh, wow, that sucks. I'm not really sure what to do about that. The women, let me find out who to reach out to. We'll figure this out. We'll help her. Y'all, I know that's probably normal on any given day. But let me tell you, I did not raise my boys to do that. She is 90. Go freaking help her. And let me backtrack a little bit. I know you can raise your children a certain way and they may not choose to live by those standards. I get it. But let me tell you, any grandmother or mother, and even wife, if I knew my husband did something like that, would be mortified, ashamed. All I can say is their hands are probably very soft, which there's nothing wrong with that, but have some compassion, care a little bit, see what's going on, see if somebody needs help, especially 90-year-old women, even men, 90-year-olds, period, who cannot do those things for themselves anymore. A phone call, a knock on the door, ma'am, can I help you? We will figure it out together. That is how people need to be. And I really, really hate that in an HOA, people don't care. Have a great day. Do better.
Definitely, guys, definitely try to help people, especially with this neighbor and this 90 years old, an HOA, I don't think they did everything right in this situation. But in any case, guys, let me know in the comments below. I'm done for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed this episode. We will see you in a new one. Be safe, guys, and like always, bye for now.